On the Good Morning Artesia radio show, we're kind of mixing things up a little bit. Elisabeth has a meeting coming up a little bit later this morning that you have to be a part of. So we had a guest at 8:15, and they graciously agreed to
which I appreciate.
flip-flop with us here today. So good. You've got one more
hot third Thursday.
Yeah,
I say that. One more hot summer night.
Yeah.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. Okay.
Yeah. We're pushed it back by 30 minutes. Because even though it's hot summer nights, it was still a little too hot from 5:30 to 6 or 5:30 to 7:30. So we're going from 6 to 8 this time.
Okay.
So that gives our food trucks and our vendors a little bit easier time during setup because they were having to set up, 4:30, and man, that sun was just beaten down. So, but the weather looks like it's going to be perfect Thursday evening.
It does. I need to. I think I have to adjust that because I've got the. I think Lana probably got this
the original time, probably.
The chamber chat.
Yeah, so we moved it just for this.
So it's 6 o'clock, right?
6 o'clock. Yep,
okay.
6 to 8.
And I knew that, and I read it just like I didn't know that.
If it's still the same, then that's what happens when we change up sometimes. But we thought that would give people a little bit more time. People really did stick around till about 8 o'clock anyway. So that's kind of when the sun starts to set and feels nice and cool around 6:37.
Yeah. That's kind of neat. So people just kind of hung out and.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, people were still walking around. They would go to eat either at a food truck or restaurant and just kind of come walk around and see what the vendors had to offer. So, and we have some of the same vendors from last month coming back, but we have some new ones as well that maybe couldn't make the July date, but they're coming in August or they attended in July, and so now they want to set up their own booth. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun evening. We're excited.
Can you give us a sneak preview of some of the vendors or the food trucks that have already signed up?
Oh, that would be picking my brain off the top of my head. No, that's okay. We have all kinds. I'll tell you the types. We have all kinds of vendors from, prepackaged, treats that they've made and then sealed and brought. We have, women's clothing. We have kids items. We have all from handmade soaps, handmade things, artisanal things. There's a photo booth that's there, so you can come and check it out, take some photos in the Heritage Walkway, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. You can even sign them up later to come to a wedding or a party or anything like that. So
good.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be good. Touchdown Barbecue will be back. I know that for a fact, and we'll have a few others that are hopefully coming as well for this time.
Excellent. Well, it is still technically back to school time.
I can't
imagine everybody's already bought everything they need.
That's right. There's still things downtown, and the shops will be open as well. I should mention that the stores themselves will also be open. So if there's some things that you need last minute that you need to come down and take a look, be sure to come downtown.
So that's this Thursday.
This Thursday, August 18th.
6 o'clock is
6 p.m.
is when
that's
going to start. Well, good.
6 to 8.
I've seen, as far as the mural projects are concerned, looks like the Simons and Associates building, they've been taking the opportunity to do some freshening up of
they're doing some renovations, and after some discussions with them, we're probably going to move our location for the mural. So they're going to keep their building as is, but we have some others in line that are super, super thrilled and excited about it. We're working on a student mural project, probably in one of the alleyways, but not 100% confirmed, so I cannot identify where that location will be. But we have some really fun ideas coming up for how we can not only get new murals, but actually make them cohesive and align them together. So, we have them spread throughout the district, which is by design, but what can we do to also encourage people to walk in between? So, yeah, we've got some fun things coming up.
So they're doing some remodeling, but there won't be the mural.
Not on that building, no. What we are working on, though, and if anybody tried to walk through the walkway last week for a couple of days, we had to rope it off for safety, but we do have a mural artist that is restoring the walkway murals, but she's also adding her own original piece on the interior side of the entrance there from Main Street. So you'll be seeing that. If you go in right now, you'll see it's kind of half done. You'll start to see some of her designs, but here in the next probably month or so, that all of the walkway will be either restored or have a brand new piece. So it's exciting. Yeah.
And that was the Heritage parking lot and the Heritage Walkway were a couple of very first Main Street projects.
That's right.
And those are very well maintained. I mean, after all these years, the fountains and the little river and all that stuff still continues to work.
And that's kind of the next phase of the Heritage Walkway project. Is we've already gotten in contact with some of the fountain contractors that did it originally. Not the original people. I couldn't find them anymore. It was 25 years ago. But
has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
This is the 25th anniversary of Artesia MainStreet. This year is.
No.
Yep.
Can you believe that, Tana? 25 years.
Yeah. I think the walkway was completed probably 23, if you're getting real specific about when it was finalized. But we're trying to do things that will mostly be behind the scenes. Most people won't see it, but making the, pumps smaller, but they function better. Just like our phones. Think of how much our phones have gotten smaller, but can do way more in the last 25 years. Mm-hmm. Similar with the technology, even for fountains. So we're trying to do things that will not only conserve water, but also just be a little bit more automated. They have a lot more features now to deal with the hard water that we have, even if you do have a water softener, included in that water feature. Mm-hmm. It's still, as we all know, even if you have a water softener in your house, you still are dealing with hard water. So, so all the things that we can do to really make it more advanced technically, but it would still function, it would function better, but it would still function the same way. And repairing some tiles, repainting some that have just as hard water, as much as we clean them, they're still going to have that little film in certain areas. So we're just kind of freshen everything up. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but we did replant a tree. We had 2 trees that died in the walkway several years ago, and with budgeting we just weren't able to replace those, so we were able to replace one of them this last year, and the other one really is in a spot that would be perfect for a bench because the trees now are so large. Mm-hmm. We've discovered that some of the other trees were not surviving because they were just being overshadowed by the larger trees. So we're actually going to pave over that square and put a nice little seating area there. So a lot of things that are coming up that we can improve on.
Speaking of trees, you're kind of an expert on trees now.
Yes, I never thought that I would be, but
But the greenway is really greening up, if you will.
It is, yeah. So we've got grass planted north of Ritchie, and over the next few weeks, that's the next phase is working on everything south, which is obviously a much longer stretch. So we'll probably do it in phases to make sure. We wanted to get through, we had a little bit of a lull in the 100-degree temperatures there for a week or so. So they planted the grass, made sure it was getting a lot of water. And now, as we see the progression, we're actually able to continue planting and watering. So
now, when you say the water, for those that sit there going, water, we're in the desert. Water, but this is in conjunction with the city of Artesia. That's right. So this is the same water that the city uses
for parks and everything else. Yeah. So we've got, it's incredible. In fact, on my Facebook memories yesterday, 4 years ago, was when we were out there having guys grade all of the dirt. I can't believe it's been that long. So the trees have just grown, especially everything on the south side of the project, because those were planted originally. It's really, the idea was to build these Afghan pines that would grow lush and wide and grow into each other and really create this barrier, this fence, for lack of a better term, of greenery, and just how beautiful it is looking.
Yeah, it's as long as we can encourage people not to look at it as a Christmas tree lot.
Yeah, it's not for your consumption, it's for your viewing.
It doesn't surprise me that
nothing,
little things like
not
that
a lot
happen.
surprises me anymore. But we've luckily, knock on wood, we've been okay.
That's right.
We've been okay. The ones south, good luck, because they're pretty big.
That's true. That's true.
You'd be putting your own life in your hands if you were trying to cut one of those down. But.
Well, there was a episode of Mr. Bean back in the day, and he chopped down a tree or got a tree that was 20 feet tall, drug it back to his apartment, and stuck the very 4-foot top of it through the window. Chop that off and threw the rest away.
The rest of it away.
So
that reminds me of Clark Griswold too.
Yes.
When they try to cram it in there.
Yeah. That you've got all kinds of Christmas movies that kind of make fun of that deal.
Yeah. So no one take this as a challenge.
That's right. That's right. But, and growing up, we grew up in eastern Iowa, and right across the river in western Illinois, there was a Christmas tree farm, and I remember a couple of years we used to go and get our tree. And
Yeah.
here, a lot of people go up to the Lincoln National Forest.
Yeah, they do.
And we'll get trees.
Get their certificate or license,
their
whatever
permit,
it is. Yeah, permit. Yeah, to go cut them down. Yeah.
So that's kind of a neat thing to do.
Yeah,
but that's where you go.
Up there.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about where we want to incorporate a Welcome to Artesia sign somewhere along the project. We're still determining exactly where that's going to be placed. But when we were deciding that, I said, well, we should put Welcome to Artesia, and in parentheses, this is not a Christmas tree farm. Nobody else thought it was quite as funny as me, but so we probably won't say that.
Probably won't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be okay if the billboards go away. That would be fine. But
we worked on that for quite a long time too.
Yeah, those people have contracts, and they don't play nice.
No, they don't, especially when multiple family members are involved. Let's just say it that way.
That's true.
Yes,
so it gets a little difficult to do that.
While we're talking about that, though, I did want to mention that the movie theater, we are working still on trying to acquire that building with the city. The Chamber and MainStreet have really come together. I mean, we've been working behind the scenes for 2 years, ever since they vacated in July of 2020. It's been something that we've been communicating with AMC, who owns the facility. And so we are still in that process. We're continuing those conversations, and we're trying several different tactics and means to acquire the building. So,
as I understand, a lot of it has to do with AMC and their bankruptcy situation.
Yeah, and I that's kind of what we've inferred. And now I think at this point, these large corporations, you get down the line, you have to go up the line, and then you get down on, now you're at the bottom of the list. And so it's just that squeaky wheel, staying in front of them.
So for those, and I think the point is, folks, there are efforts being made to try to get the theater into local possession.
That's right. That's our first goal. Let's just get the building.
Yeah.
And then we'll go, then we have the building and we can go from there. But let's just acquire the building, because it is, it's a huge space right on our main thoroughfare. And we all, as the MainStreet director, I'll tell you, it looks dilapidated. We've got to do something, but there's nothing that we can do when they own the building. So those conversations are still being had.
Yeah.
So,
because you can't expend money on something that could be, okay, well, that's nice that you did that, but we're tearing it down, or something like that.
Right.
Not that that's been talked about.
No, it hasn't. But you're right. It's just like you wouldn't go spend money to update your neighbor's, front of their house without talking to them about it. It's one of those things. Like we've got to go through the proper channels, and because the goal is to save the building. That's one of MainStreet's nationwide goal is historic preservation, and that is, it's a 75-year plus building.
Right.
We want to be able to save it. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been here long enough. I've seen it in this state. Then it was fixed up. Then it was very nice. Then I've seen it.
I know.
Slide back again.
Back and forth, and it depends on who owns it.
That's right.
Depends on who carries, who really cares about that. So. Yeah. Yeah,
and to a big corporation, it's not a very
we're just a
top
little
priority item. They've
we're
got
just
other
a little bitty thing on their list. So we got to just be that annoying fly that doesn't go away. You know.
Be that when the phone rings or the email comes in, you go, not again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Artesia. We're good at that, though. That's how we got this. That's how we got the stretch of land for the tree project.
That's right.
Too, so.
That's right. Well, keep up the effort on that.
We will.
And, good luck, because that'll be another big project. And will I be here for the second remodeling grand opening of the...
Oh, I hope so. Hoping it's not like super far away.
We'll see. When they did the original remodel grand opening, they went back and played the movies that were originally in the show in 46 or whatever.
Light of the Land Sun.
Now we'll have to go back and play the movies that were in the theater 25 years ago.
That'd be kind of fun.
At that grand opening, what was in the theater at that grand opening?
My parents, they live in Oklahoma. They went and saw E.T. on IMAX.
Oh, wow.
I guess it was the anniversary of whenever it came out. And they were like, it was great. I'm like, that'd actually be kind of fun. We get some movies from 25 years ago.
That would be interesting. I'm sure there's a bunch of Marvel movies and stuff like that.
No, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure.
Hey, we have our Kith and Kin goodies showed up, and it's Pastry Day today. So we have a couple of scones. We have a couple of their, what do they call them? Their twisty nuts?
I still call them cinnamon rolls. I'm not really sure what their official term.
And we got the icing this time.
Oh, look at that.
So, and then I smell the coffee.
Yeah,
I don't know about you. I smell the coffee.
I do too.
That's my COVID tester.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Oh, I can still smell. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good.
Oh, I need to show you the Babylon Bee. They had a couple of classic stories.
Yeah, you'll have to show
from when President Biden was diagnosed with COVID.
I can only imagine.
They're hilarious. Anyway, we'll enjoy something from Kith and Kin. We're going to take a break for some news. Thursday night. 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Be there at downtown Artesia for the Hot Thursday or Hot August night, or what are we calling it? The
Hot Summer Night.
Hot Summer Nights, the final one.
Which is a Hot August night. So
that's right.
It's perfect.
All right. We'll see you Thursday. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.